Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. This meeting is held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act 10:4-6 at SEEK. Annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald, and posted on the bulletin board maintained in the municipal building for public announcement. We please rise and join in the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll, please.
Mr. Chirilla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mayor Galati,
Yes, here.
Mr. Kettermark,
Yes.
Ms. Crop,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich,
Yes.
Mr. Bezelowski, Mr. O'Brien, Chairman Ray.
Here.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Wagner. Hold it, sorry.
Okay, the first item on tonight's agenda is nomination of a land use attorney. Do I have a nomination for land use attorney?
I'd like to
Bill Hagerty? We have a second.
Second.
Mr. Chirilla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kettermark,
Yes.
Ms. Crop,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Next item is resolution 5-07 is appointment of a land use attorney. Okay, so that's what we just
Yeah.
took care of. Okay, Next item is nomination of a land use engineer. Do I have any nominations for land use engineer?
I'll nominate Van Cleef.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
Mr. Chirilla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kettermark,
Yes.
Ms. Crop,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Abstain.
Okay. Minutes. The motion is in order to approve the minutes from February 4th, 2025 and February 18th, 2025.
Mr. Chirilla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kettermark,
Yes.
Ms. Crop,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich, Chairman Ray,
I will approve the February 4th and the February 18th. I'll abstain.
okay. Ms. Snow, Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Next item, resolutions 303 Lakeside Boulevard LLC. The hearing date was February 4th, 2025 for variances approve and authorize removal and replace of a single family home. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Councilman Kusevich,
County of Sussex about state plan cross application process for Highlands municipality.
Not be able to have the county represent us in this at all, because the Highlands will actually be representing us directly. So I think this is more along the lines of just the board being able to be aware that it's happening. The state master plan, as you're aware, is being adopted for 2026. The county was taking the lead, asking municipalities around so that they could help those towns in the county. Unfortunately for Hopatcong, we are not one of them, us and Byram. It's really for informational purposes at this point.
Okay. Okay,
Just because that's it, that we're gonna be doing that one, so we're gonna do that at the end. So,
yeah.
there we go. This one. Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
All right, the escrow refunds, we have no escrow refund, so,
Mr. Furley, Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Academic,
yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Next item is zoning officer report. Anything, Bill? No? Perfect. Discussion, any discussion? No? Any old business to discuss? I don't think so. New business? Okay, we have no continued applications, so we'll move on to the new applications. First new application is E.G. Anderson Incorporated, block 6001, 60001, lot 8.01, 557 Sparta Stanhope Road, Stanhope Road.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Bankendorf from the law firm of Askin and Hooker, representing the applicant this evening, property owner E.G. Anderson. Here on their behalf is Steve Polanish. He's the property manager. And he's also here on behalf of the tenant, which is Hudson Farm. The property, if you'd like, we can maybe swear in my client, Mr. Polanish. Will you please stand up and raise your right hand?
For the testimony you're about to give, will the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Your full name, sir?
Stephen Polanish,
It's Bill Polanish.
P-O-L-A-N-I-S-H.
Thank you. And we also have an expert here, surveyor and planner, Doug Dykstra. Doug, if you can be sworn in.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give, will the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yep.
And you've testified before this board in the past, having your license is correct?
Yes. Any questions? I'll proceed. So it's the property here this evening is 557 Stanhope Road. It's block 60001, lot 8.01. It's a 91-acre lot in the R3 zone. The property is currently developed with a single residential home and a barn. And the application this evening is because we're seeking to produce a minor site plan for approval. And additionally, there was a request for interpretation. This is a unique application. Let me explain why we initially requested. So there is an owner of the property, E.G. Anderson. And when E.G. Anderson came to acquire the property, woman residing in that home who had a life estate in that home. She was in no way associated with Hudson Farm. So when I received this application, I felt it prudent to request a use variance because this woman who was not associated with Hudson Farm was living there, but Hudson Farm was also using the property. So technically, we're two uses. So the reason I requested the interpretation was to determine if we needed a use variance, and in fact, if we did need it, and it wouldn't have been a question really, other than the fact that it was a life estate. So after this woman, who unfortunately just passed away, it's kind of cleared up the issue that we had, because Hudson Farm is now intending to rent by way of a lease that any approval, if there is one this evening, if the board looks kindly upon our application, Mr. Hagerly will have the opportunity of reviewing, but the lease is entirely for the benefit of Hudson Farm. So Hudson Farm, if they intend to, will occupy the home with maybe an employee. Hudson Farm uses the barn for the purposes of farming grouse and corn on this property. And then additionally, the minor site plan that we're now seeking approval for relates to what we call a warming hut. There are a number of conditions associated with the warming hut. The purpose of this warming hut is very clear. It's designed so that when people are out hunting, in some parts of the farm, you're nearly 30 minutes away from a principal structure that you could use to go to the bathroom. So they'd like to build this warming hut at this specific location because it's kind of midway, and it also provides for a bathroom. Now it's going to be off the grid. The utilities are only gonna be solar or generator driven. And there's going to be a septic system that's already been approved by the county. And there's going to be a well, although we don't show it on the plans. We were only going to put it on the plans once we have township approval. There were some things on the plans that were concerning. At some point on the plans, bathroom, there's gonna be no kitchen on site. There are 2 levels to this, but the entire building footprint is only 756 square feet. And so what I'd like right
After the layout, or that, the new barn out there, did that come before us, Bill, or did it have to?
It did.
No, well,
it did. I was actually here. I brought it before the board.
I thought we did the events.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought it before the board, so.
How long ago was that? I don't remember. I don't
But we
recall
did, we originally filed an application with HOPACon. And then after Mr. Haggerty and I discussed it and the board looked at the plans, it was determined that it would be better to go under the Right to Farm Act. So we went back before the county, we got the right to farm, we took that application to them.
And is the farm a commercial farm, commercially registered farm as opposed to just farmland assessed, you know?
I don't think it's a commercially registered farm, it's,
No, okay, all right.
And it farms grouse and the corn on the property.
Is the property manager going to testify?
Mr. Palanis, you've heard how I presented the application this evening. Is that an accurate representation and do you accept that as your testimony? Okay.
Can I just ask a
Sure.
question? Is the warming hut going to be used exclusively by members of Hudson Farm and their guests?
it is strictly for the members in the club.
Members and their guests?
Correct.
Okay,
There's no sleeping quarters in that, it's just strictly.
Two open rooms with a wood stove fireplace and a bathroom and a janitor closet, if you want to say, for the free electrical for the utilities, that's it. There's no bedrooms in it.
this is a situation where, you know, you're building a building for use by offsite, by members of Hudson Farm. I think it's a use variance. I don't think it's a big deal that it's a use variance. I spoke with Mr. Dankendorf about this because it is such a unique property. But the zone permits single family home use, which we have, permits farms use, which we have. This is another use altogether, a warming hut for members of Hudson Farms and their guests. So am I troubled that it's a use variance? Of course, I'm not. I don't see it as an issue. It is, you know, accessible by foot, by ATV. It's about as low impact as you're going to get, but you know, the board should consider that.
And riding on those coattails, one of the conditional uses in this zone is in fact a country club. And so I think that's important to note as well, because the country club is using this entire property, and it will be stated in the lease agreement that it's only for the use by Hudson Farm. So even though, yes, there are different uses on it, it's all gonna be through Hudson Farm, which is in fact a country club, a conditional use in that zone.
Who is the lease agreement between?
It's between E.G. Anderson and Hudson Farm. E.G. Anderson is the entity that owns the property, and they're leasing it to Hudson Farm. The reason why I'm pointing Hudson Farm.
What is in the upstairs of the building?
Room, a warming hut. So if people wanna go up there, I don't know, maybe they have a drink or, you know. Just, yeah, I don't know. I've never been invited to.
There's a fireplace going into the upstairs.
So they use as a venue as well?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
The footprint is 750 square feet. It's small.
That's a pretty nice sized warming hut.
Yeah.
That's what you're calling it.
So is it, you mentioned septic, so it's like flush toilet, it's not a pit toilet?
Oh, yeah, it'll be flush toilets, absolutely, yeah, and that's already been before the county.
You got all your approvals from the county?
Yes.
And the only accessible way is by four-wheeler.
Yep.
You're not planning on putting roads in there or?
No,
So
we're by foot.
it's
I
gonna
mean,
stay natural, the way it is?
Yeah, other
Just-
than what's produced on the.
As again, just like roads, a major development for stormwater. So they-
Well, that's it. I mean, as long as it
they
stays
wanna be real
natural,
careful, yeah, with that.
you know,
Yes,
you're just driving over the grass or whatever to get to it.
that's correct.
Questions, Ruben?
You said it's a use on it, so?
Is it a use variance?
My opinion is a use variance. Because you have the permitted use of the farmhouse,
Yeah.
this is, I don't know what this is. Different in nature,
So the mayor, the councilman, and
Right,
you,
just step down,
they
should not-
just
right.
abstain from voting.
Abstain, right. Mhm.
Any other questions to this? I'll open this application, go ahead, Erica.
Just for documentation purposes, would the site plan be able to note that access is only by the like ATV farm equipment?
Yeah, we could add a note to that. Yeah, sure.
And the access is gonna be through the existing trail system that comes from the main
Only.
portion of the property. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be no other roads put in to access that. Okay. You good?
Yep.
Okay, at this time, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public, bring it back to the board. And wait for a motion.
I'll make a motion, so we approve it.
A second. Motion and a second?
Mr. Sharilla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Academic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yeah, just those couple stipulations in there, that's all. That-
Yeah, on the
Okay.
road.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, next new application is Boaz Levitton, lot 50506, lot 5, 624 Lakeside Ave.
Okay.
And if we could have, Mr. Leviton also sworn in the event the board has.
You swear the testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You're the property, any property owner.
I noticed that you have a plan up on the board there, up on your easel. If we could just mark that as A1.
Sure, this is plan sheet 2 of 3, revision 1 dated 1/30/25.
Okay. Could you please just describe the property to the board and the proposed project?
Left-hand side of the page, you can see that the existing conditions, there's an existing dock on the property. The edge of the dock is 4.4 feet existing from the property line on this side. The dock itself has a total of 550 square feet. What they are proposing to do is to build essentially, to rebuild the existing dock and to build a U-shaped additional dock, because right now the only parking area for the boats kind of blocks the view of the lake when they're trying to enjoy the dock down there. So as a result of this, we have an existing non-conforming side yard setback. Existing 4.5 feet actually is existing, and 10 foot is required. We have a variance for water area coverage for 15% is required, is 13%. Inside of the dock required. This thing 190 foot code. Setback 10 foot required.
Other site work that should be done besides the work on the dock.
No, there's no other.
Work on the dock. Okay. And you had an opportunity to review letter January 9, 2025, prepared by John Rush. In that technical review letter, there's a certain NJDP and permit by Rule 17. And to report the DEP would be implicated in this project.
No, yeah, this project does conform to the DEP. Permit by Rule number 17, there's no issues. It's well within the 50-foot limit, it's dock limit. So we have no issues with all the DEP.
And in terms of the actual work, the only work that would be done would be on that U shape that we see there.
There's no site work, nothing, everything is gonna be done from the water.
Yeah.
We're gonna put prescribed tiles in there, or
The dock in need of reconstruction in any event. And again, Mr. Leviton is available to testify with respect.
It's not being expanded at all.
That's correct.
And this U-shaped dock would provide some weather protection. It would take it for boats entering and being moored there as opposed to at the end of the dock.
That's correct.
And that's, the use of the dock also it's a lot easier for them to entertain if you have docks parked along the front of existing there now that's in disrepair. So it's a little more difficult, but they're able to park the boat in the U area It moves it out of their site of the road.
And it's still 25 feet, 26 feet from the property line, so,
Yes,
you know, it's not like we usually get them, we're
we're not going
trying to
out.
get 8 feet, you know, where this one has got.
No,
Ample.
we're not worried about putting a
No.
boat on the
Other
outside
side,
of
no.
that because we're not
No.
gonna block it over anything.
Right, so that's why I mentioned that before, the neighbors, docks are.
Yeah, see here. 26.
Primary concern is interference with other properties and their boats.
They're way in.
Right.
Yeah,
And
most
we don't
of,
have-
like I said, most of ours were, you know, we're trying to shoehorn 2 docks in, you know,
Right,
you know, this one has ample.
right, I've been here on those applications.
Yes, yeah.
Really?
I haven't seen Mr. Diamond.
He's new.
Yeah, I know.
We got a couple of those. Mr. Caddick, Mr. Diamond are
Yeah,
new.
welcome aboard.
Do I know you, Counselor?
Excuse me.
Do I know you?
No.
No, okay.
No, you've frisked me a couple of times. But
You seem to enjoy it.
Does any of the board members have any questions in this application?
I'm sorry, did I miss, was there any other site work being done?
No other side.
Just the,
just the dock.
just the dock and the renovation of the existing dock?
So you don't need silt fence for nothing because everything is being done.
Very straightforward, simple application.
I do have one question. What's the boat capacity gonna be? Just 2 boats?
Right, two boats?
One is more sailing boat, one,
Okay, and thank you.
For the questions, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close this to the public and bring it back to the board for a motion. Anybody? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second,
Judy seconded.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Academy,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
yes.
Councilman Kusevich, Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, good luck with it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
See you later, Counselor.
Okay, next new application is Devon Ramsunder, block 50415, lot 1, Three Sister Island.
Sister Island.
You know where that is, right, Andy?
Yes, I do. Our prosecutor used to live there.
There's some privacy there. Yes, sir. Mr. Don, Mr. Nagy, will swear you in.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes. Your full name, please. You're the property owner?
This is fine.
All right, so what would you like to do?
So we have actually gone ahead and changed out, hot tub and an existing that was.
So I'm kind of doing it backwards, so here I am, want to do it right, you know, it's a great place, I love being there. And I just want to check all the boxes and make sure everything's correct. Everything's obviously within 50 feet of the lake, so anything I do is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be easy.
You added a second level on the deck though, right?
No,
Oh, no, just a total replacement.
yes,
That's all.
yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah. This is to the house, this is the boathouse, this is.
It's several, they call it what, Twin Sisters Island, and I think there's 2 houses on the property in the boathouse. It's an island that you have to cross. To
Yeah.
get out there. There's no permanent way to get out there.
I'm glad to see it's getting, I mean, it was in pretty bad shape for a lot of years, so.
We took out, I
Thanks.
believe,
I'm
we had
familiar.
AAA dock bringing 10 or 15 barges with, you know, the containers. That's how much, it was used for
Junk.
storage of
Yeah,
garbage.
yeah.
We didn't know what was there until we took off all the garbage.
Okay. All right, and you received the borough engineer's letter. There's a couple little things in there. You'll comply with everything on the letter.
Absolutely.
One thing has just come to my mind, and if I could ask, I do believe you had intended you want to do a short-term rental.
I do,
Well, the reason I'm saying that is that if you were going to do that, you'd want to certify its pre-existing non-conforming ability to use that as two homes on one property.
right,
And at that point, before this thing gets closed off, you may want to think about including that, although that.
No, well, it would trigger a different form of notice.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes it a little delicate.
if I may, at this point, I am.
Rather not-
Leave it as it is. All right.
You
Good
can-
answer.
In the future, if it's, yeah, you can come back. Exactly.
Okay, any questions? Seeing none? Oh, go ahead, Dave.
I noticed on YouTube that you are currently advertising it as an Airbnb.
No, that was the one on YouTube was a video we had taken when we first got there. It was, everything was old.
Yeah, but it had language regarding Airbnb. I don't want to argue the point, but sometimes people have come up here with impressions of what the property was. And if it's your YouTube, it may be helpful if you are selling it, right, to not leave the impression that it's an Airbnb.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, because a lot of people come in, they say, well, the realtor told me I didn't do this, and then they find out
Right.
that's something.
Airbnb is out. Okay, very good. Any other questions? All right, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to the public. Bring it back for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion.
All right, you got a motion?
I'll second it.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond,
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Croft,
Yes.
Councilman Kusevich,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor,
Yes.
Mayor Galati.
Yes.
Okay, you're all set. Good luck.
Just don't build a bridge.
Okay, I guess at
There
this
was
point,
one
we
that
have
existed.
this,
Was there?
presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It went up?
It's on
Should we
there.
just, well, let me get the
Tell you what.
public, is anybody
But there
from
was
the
a
public
bridge
wish to
out.
comment on any matters to the
Before us.
zoning board or land use board? All right, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. I guess at this time, we have a short presentation from county.
Dan Freed, the records man.
Dan Freed, the records man.
Yes, the records manager at the county. And first, thanks for fitting me into the agenda. I know this is kind of a side topic for you, but at the county, what I'm going to share with you today is some of the work that we've done over the last 10, 15 years to really digitize what the county is doing with records. And the important thing is that we're a home rule state. You're the planning board. Believe it or not, a lot of our records are your records. So what I want to do is give you a little glimpse before I get too deep into this. How many people like technology? I heard that's cheaper than.
It's not good technology right now. No.
Okay. It's called Parcel Document Viewer, or Doc Parcel Viewer, and we'll show you what that's about. But here's the challenge we all face. Everybody in this room faces e-government. Everyone expects you to be Google government, right? And that is very difficult to do. And it doesn't happen by itself, believe me. I am here to testify to that. So what is the challenge? Well, in order to do Google government, we've got at the county, 27 different departments. They all have their own businesses. We have health department, we have planning, we have engineering. They're all doing their own thing and we have to stay that way. But in order to deliver Google government, we really need them to all work together. So I'm going to talk a little bit to blow you away here. These are the technical tools we use. So OnBase is our document management system. Esri is the Microsoft of mapping. When COVID was around, any map that you saw was an Esri map that showed where the hotspots were. And engineering has recently implemented an application called CityWorks, and that is an asset management application. So how does this all fit together? Well, all of these talk to each other now because we've got a strategy for making that happen. So in OnBase, I can keep all the documents, all the site plans, all the information about a broken bridge. In GIS, we keep track of where that dot is on the map. And in CityWorks, they keep track of what has to happen. So this is what we're doing. So Sussex County is the only county in the state that has an in-house imaging group, so we process documents. And then myself and my guys run around looking for what's the hole? How many people know that the health department takes care of all the stuff? Of course, you guys have septic down there, don't you? Okay, so I can't crow about that. Too much. And one of the best meetings I ever went to, Joe Busso, I don't know if anybody knows him, he was a facilities guy, he brought me to a meeting, and he sat there and said, you know, the health department's leaving the county building, they're going out to Wheatsworth. And he turned to me and said, Dan, you can't take any of your documents with them. You're gonna help us with that. I said, yes, I am. And I left and we went over and poached space in the food pantry in the Cochran house off the garage and set up our first imaging center, and we were off to the races. Then in 2011, we had a flood in our record system, basement and fire pit. That was really scary because everything tipped over, everything got moldy. We ended up filling up 6 semis of paper and sent it off. And I was off on a 7-year project. And everybody's saying, wow, it was the most fascinating thing I've ever done in my life. You know what you do with wet paper? What's the first thing you should do with that box of wet paper? Come on, someone guess.
Try it out.
Try it.
Separate it,
No,
separate
you
it.
freeze it. You freeze it and then you freeze dry it. And it stops the mold, stops everything. And we really didn't lose much content, but it was a 7-year project to get that all taken care of with scan. And we are now the only county in the state who can say that we've got our back file conversion done. We've got 10 million document pages of material in that document management system. And so I work with all the departments, but I want to talk to you about the Board of Taxation. So you have a tax assessor here, right? Environmental health, we do that for you. And then we've got planning at the county. And I'm going to talk what we're doing with all of that information. And just a quick look. So here's our imaging center. We scan paper like crazy, my guys. And then after the flood, they finally gave me a new spot. So we're in the basement of the Cochran house. If you ever want to come down and visit and see boxes on the shelf, on there, I'll show you around. You got barcodes and all kinds of stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little video. And while that's running, I'm going to hand out my little trick here. So there's a YouTube training video, because technology is not easy, and I see all the gray hair in here. You can take this home and have your nephew put it on your phone. So take it away, Cassie.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Stakula. I'm with the Office of Records Management in Sussex County. We prepared this tutorial to demonstrate how you can use our map-based parcel document viewer to retrieve a wide range of information about any of the over 72,000 parcels located within the county. This is just one of the ways that Sussex County is working to make government records easily accessible for the public and all constituents. We are always looking for ways to improve these resources, so your comments are greatly appreciated. Let's try Municipal Code 1911 dash.
So you can look up by block and lot or address.
Dash lot 34.09. This again takes us to the same location on Wheatsworth Road.
Reedsworth Road, I know it
When you
well.
complete your search and scan to the parcel location, you'll see a pop-up box containing publicly available property information. This information.
So that's the mod 4 information from your tax assessor.
In addition to the property information that's shown in the parcel pop-up box, you can also access documents that are related to
Oh,
the.
my God, how do they do that?
To retrieve.
Yeah, hit that button.
Select the round on-base icon at the top left of the map. When the dialog box opens, select the green plus cursor icon. The default is to draw a rectangle. Drag and release your cursor. Any parcel that touches the rectangle will be included in the document search. All of the parcels that are selected will be highlighted in blue. The available documents include well and septic, site plan, and the municipal tax map page where the parcel is located. To view a document, click on the pop-out icon located next to it. A new window will open to display the document. From this window, you'll be able to print it or download it to your computer. I appreciate you taking the time to view our tutorial on the parcel document viewer. Thanks again on behalf of the resident.
All right, Cassidy. Okay, so how many parcels are there in the county?
A lot.
65,000, what'd you say, 60?
Oh, close. 72. 72,000. And we make a GIS map, right? Out of that. And how do we keep that accurate? Can you imagine 72,000 parcels and every one of them has a boundary? And you guys, think what you were doing here. Well, no lot line adjustments tonight. But every time you make a change to a lot line, I've got to figure it out. Nobody tells me, you don't send me any info. I have to go find it. And so how do we do that? Oh my God, I'm gonna freak out this whole time. So what we do, here's the secret. So the tax assessor mod 4 has block and lot information on it. My GIS layer has all 72,000 parcels that are on your tax maps also. And every month we run a check and we're looking for all the stuff you did to screw us up. And once we find it, oh, they changed that lot line, there it is. Oh, where's the deed? I gotta find. And then I gotta go change the indexing and we'll, you know, a septic plan, right? When you look up a septic plan, sometimes you look it up and say, well, that's the wrong block and lot. Why is it that way? Well, sometimes it was in the wrong file. We'll index both. So even though it might be wrong, give us a call, we'll correct it, but we are able to do that with indexing. So that is my story. It's amazing stuff and it's all available to your constituents. So you need to tell them.
I do use that website a lot and it's very informative, like a lot of septic designs and well. There's a lot on there and it takes 5 minutes to get through the whole thing.
Yeah,
So anything
so-
you want, you can find it there.
Exactly, and on that card I handed out, there is a tutorial video. A little longer than what Cassie just did, but take a look. Do anything in terms of collaborating with them. But those are kinds of things that we're always looking to, you know, see if there's a way to communicate. And
You don't incorporate the Highlands into your,
it isn't, we, you know, something that certainly could be done, but we just haven't done that yet.
okay. I'll look into
Once you scan all that, do you keep the original stuff all over?
No, it's, that's so the way that works, the state authorizes our system and they give us a blessing. And one of the things we have to demonstrate is our ability for that digital content to migrate forward into the future, right? And that's 200 years whatever, right? So you have to, you talk to an archivist who's like, is that digital stuff gonna be there? Well, yes, we've spent a lot of time to verify that. So to answer your question, if I scan something and I've got it into this system, which has been blessed by the state, no, I don't have to keep the paper. We do sometimes, like all the site plans, right? You send site plans to the county to be approved. You have more than us. We have a subset, just the things that you sent to the county to approve. Those documents, we scan them, but we don't get rid of the paper. We hang on to that. So keep that in mind if you're ever looking for a site plan or something and you check with the county when they have it.
Thank you.
Doing a good job there.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was good.
Okay, that's it. Next item on the agenda is,
Motion to adjourn.
to adjourn. Huh?
Thank you.
We did that.
Well, I
Way
do
more.
that.
You're right.
Fine.
I've been using this forever.
They're also patient.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty good. So you can,
so you could get that card on there?
and you can get